Okay, so here we have a graph illustrating monopolistic competition in the short run, at least one possible scenario. The first thing you'll notice is that this graph looks a lot like the graphs we saw last week when we dealt with monopoly. Visually, monopolistic competition and monopoly are going to look the same because in both market structures, the firm has monopoly power. The firm is a price searcher. It faces a downward sloping demand. So this demand curve that we see looks a lot like the monopolist demand curve. And of course, because demand is downward sloping, marginal revenue lies below the demand curve. Price is greater than marginal revenue. So we approach monopolistic competition very much the same way we did monopoly last week. So the first question we want to ask is, what is the optimal quantity for this firm to produce? Well, we know that firms maximize profits by choosing the highest level of output Q, at which marginal revenue is greater than or equal to marginal cost. Graphically, there's always an equality. We see that marginal revenue and marginal cost are equal at a quantity of 40 units. So the profit maximizing quantity is 40. We now want to ask, what's the optimal price for the firm to charge? Again, monopolistic competition, the firms are price searchers. They must seek out the optimal price, and just like a monopolist, they're going to choose the price that corresponds to the optimal quantity. They're going to choose a price along their demand curve that guarantees them a sale of 40 units. In order to sell 40 units, they must charge a price of $15. Notice that we refer to the demand curve to find price, and so the optimal price is $15. So if the firm produces 40 units, charges $15, we know that revenue, I'm going to do this on my calculator, revenue, price times quantity, is $600. That's revenue. And we see that at 40 units, the average total cost is $8 per unit. So we know that total cost, again, will be quantity times the average total cost, 40. Do this down here, 40 times 8, that's 320. So total costs are 320. And that leaves the firm with a profit of 600 minus 320, a profit of 280. And you know how I like to do this. I always like to shade in that area. There's the profit. And base times height. Base is 40. Height is 7. 7 times 40 is 280. So here we have a monopolistically competitive firm earning a profit of 280. And as you can tell, I don't write any better on a digital whiteboard than I do on the real thing. So the next question would be, do we expect this firm to continue or to shut down? Well, obviously, they're going to keep going. All firms face the same shutdown decision using the same shutdown rule. If price is greater than average variable cost, continue. If price is less than average variable cost, shut down. If price equals average variable cost, you flip a coin. That's the shutdown price. In this case, the firm continues to produce. And then finally, the last question, do we expect entry or exit in this market? Well, because this is monopolistic competition, and because There is easy entry and exit, and because this firm and probably other firms like it are earning a profit, we would expect to see entry. Now, obviously that's going to change the situation. In the next section, in the next video, we'll look at what happens in the long run as more firms enter the market.